Let's get right into the top 5 best junglers. I'm your host, Xtremecold Crazy, and thank you for tuning into the Extreme Stream. Ah, I know I haven't been streaming in a couple of days because of personal issues, and yeah, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm coughing a lot lately, and I'm very, very sorry for that. So if I sound sick, yeah. Anyways, let's get right in the top 5 junglers on the Xbox One for patch notes 3.4 Force of Nature. We're going to come all the way down into the Assassin class, the Assassin territory, and we are going to go with number 5, Thor. Now, Thor has always been a respectable jungler. I feel like he has really, really good poke, and he can get into places very quickly with that whole hammer. The what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Yeah, Mjolnir's attunement. He basically throws his hammer, and he can teleport onto the hammer as a getaway, and the hammer will come back to him, doing like striking twice. Um, this is very helpful trying to get out of Odin ults, and also he can stun people with tectonic rift, which I thought he was supposed to be good god of lightning, but I guess he can make earthquakes and crap. Yeah, basically, what ends up happening is he can stun people with his stupid fucking wall. Like, it's so annoying. But he can stun people from a safe distance without actually, getting very, very up close and personal with it. Which which is pretty good for him. And this kind of lasts a long time, and it can be used to block off places. So, yeah. Berserker's Barrage is probably your main form of jungling, trying to clear the wave, or well, the minion camps. And also, this does actually pretty. This does insane amounts of damage because you have to realize this is damage per tick in every zero point 0.4 seconds. It does 100 at max level. This thing I've seen can like just burst and break tanks. It's really strong. And then Anvil Dawn is his ultimate, and he basically leaps up into the air with that global all, and then he could crash down onto someone, and then it's normally followed up by Berserker's Barrage, and with that, they're pretty much dead or barely living. Then you hit your Tectonic Rift to stun them in place, then Mjolnir's Attunement to hit them, and then probably teleport, or try to teleport and then get close and then pick them off. Very He is very good at closing the gaps and stunning and locking people's in, and also his passive is Warrior's Madness, which Thor gains physical power for each enemy god within 30 units of him. So he's really good in team fights, very good in team fights because he is able to just get all this extra power and just be a monster. People normally play a bulky. He is one of the more bulkier assassins, and I keep. Oh my god, this mic is way too close to my mouth. Yeah. Freaking. I don't understand why he's really an assassin. I always thought he was a warrior, but Smite can do whatever. Smite Hi-Res can do whatever Hi-Res wants with Smite. Now going on to number 4 is my baby, my buddy, my old pal Susan. Susano O, is A very, very annoying god, and I love to play him because he's just so fun. Because he has so much movement. It's crazy. But yeah, he's getting a nerf next patch, so I don't know how long he is going to be staying in this position. But he is a very, very, very good jungle. Too bad his Stormcloud did kind of get nerfed a tad bit. It used to do 210 at max, now it does 195. In, Anyways, anyways, his first ability, which is pretty much his bread and butter, Stormkata, is a 3-strike remove. On the first hit, he attacks all enemies in a cone. On the second hit, he attacks all enemies in a circle in an AoE fashion. And on the third hit, he basically dashes forward, so this is a means of escape. And a very, very, very powerful, like, 3-hit combination, but mostly you're gonna get like 2 hits in and then turn around and dash out of there. So because he's very squishy. Second ability is Wind Siphon, which basically he can suck people in a cone shaped radius in close to him, and this is very good comboing into his ultimate, which we'll get there in a sec. And this does a respectable 120 damage. I mean, it's not that much, but I mean, it's something. This isn't really his main form of attack. This is normally just to close in enemies and not let them escape. And then you have Susano. You then have Jetstream, which Susano shoots. He just kind of kamehamehas, not kamehamehas, but he just kind of shoots a cloud at people, which they'll do damage per tick, so 80 per tick, and it ticks for every 75 seconds for 3 seconds. So you guys can do the math on that. And while he puts it down, he can teleport, which this is another form of escape. This can escape Odin. This can escape Odin's cage, which I love, because fuck Odin. This is really good to initiate on tower diving because you just pop a jet stream, you teleport on that jet stream, then you follow it up with Storm Kata, and then you dash out, trying to take minimal tower hits as possible. And this, in conjunction with Storm Kata, can actually get you in the lane almost faster than any other god in the game because you do first two strikes with Storm Kata while moving, pop your jet stream, teleport, then use Storm Kata at the last second and dash, and then while that procs, you get 2 stacks of your passive, which is Swift as Storm, which gains bonus movement speed per cooldown of his abilities. So it can stack up to 4% because obviously 4 abilities. Making him a very, very fast god, especially in Conquest when you have speed buff and you pretty much are just flying through lanes. You are just zooming. You're like Sonic. Gotta go fast. That's why he's wearing blue. And finally, Typhoon is his ultimate, and what it basically does, it creates a huge circle where a tornado is about a tornado or a typhoon is about to spawn up and go in the direction where he aims. So you can turn Susanoo around just to aim at people and get some good snipes. This ability will go through walls. It will slow people who's ever in the center of it, and also it will knock them up. The damage scaling is 375 at max, plus 140%. Not the strongest ability, well, ultimate, because you I'm pretty sure you have seen stronger. Like there's some ultimates that do fucking 600 damage on their scaling. And you know, and um, you a fun fact, you can when you die, you can also aim Typhoon where you die, so you can get some revenge kills from the grave. I felt like he is in a higher spot than Thor. Why did I say Odin? Fuck Odin. I but yeah, Odin can also be played in jungle, but he is better solo later. But Susanoo, I felt he was better than Thor because of the huge AoE damage. Like he has so much AoE. He can basically chase. He could get out. He is really, really good at just wrecking crap. He like wrecking crap, doing high amounts of damage in a very, very large radius, and getting the fuck out. And that is why Susanoo is the fourth best jungler. Onwards to the third best jungler, which is right here. And that, my friends, is Ratatoskr. Ratatoskr, where the hell is his abilities over here? Ratatoskr has had a very, very long history of unreleased. He was one of the most broken gods. They tapped him down hard. Like they took the Nerf hammer and they kept on swinging and bashing the skull in until no one was playing him anymore. He was one of the worst gods to play as. Like he was doing no damage. His dash, which is his dart ability, the the range was significantly decreased, and he was just like unplayable. And then he got a rework, which that rework got him all the way back up to where he is now, and like a good S tier and stuff. But he has gotten nerfed this patch, but it is not a very, very huge nerf. The damage is 210 on his dart, which he dashes forwards to enemies and slows them. But this will stop. This will stop on the first god hit and actually pierce through minions. The dart's cooldown is reduced for 2 seconds for each god hit by Flurry or Acorn Blast, meaning you can literally get this in no time if you run cooldown. Like, this right here, you can go in and go out because this will obviously, become on very high cooldown if you just use Flurry and Acorn Blast. Like you dart in to initiate, then you Flurry, then you Acorn Blast, then you can dart out if needed. Flurry just Ratatoskr will spin around and it will damage. It's a huge AoE. It's an AoE move and it basically reduces nearby enemies' physical protections up to 4 times. Damage per hit is 85, so that's 85 times 4 for if they stay in like the full duration of Flurry. Acorn Blast is he just shoots 3 acorns, and if you're really close, you could proc all 3 acorns and stun for 1 second. You hit all 3 acorns, and that will also do 300 damage because that's like 3 acorns. 1 acorn is 100 damage scaling, and then 3 acorns, that's 300. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Math right there. Oh, sorry, the cough. But this is a very strong move, and you can snipe a very low person with it. I've done it before on a Zeus. And yeah, it's so satisfying when you shoot them from long range and get them because this will spread out. So you can't this will spread out. And used to Acorn Blast would or well, I don't think it was Acorn Blast, but I do think it was Dart where it basically had a ring of acorns around him and he would zoom in like 3 times per god hit. He was stupid and just all of that. Also, the acorns will follow up and do damage. I forget if it was Acorn Blast or Dart. I'm pretty sure it was Dart, but his ultimate is through the cosmos because why not? He just jumps on tree branches and he can use this to get out and dive bomb and initiate on a person. Normally he dives bombs, then flurries, then acorn blast to stun, and then he will just do a couple of auto attacks, kill you, and then go out. Just rush out. Maybe he'll use the dart to stun you if you try to run away and then acorn blast you, then auto attack you to death. But either way, this is he will just hop on tree branches, 3 tree branches at max. He will dive bomb on a person. If you don't jump on the branch for the time before the time limit, he will just is up. He'll just dive bomb, and yeah, he will say bombs away, so that's a good sound cue if you have very fast reaction time to pop sanctuary. But yeah, this move does stupid amounts of damage. 440. And his passive is Acorn of Yggdrasil Yggdrasil Yggdrasil. Yeah, I think it's Yggdrasil. Whatever, the Acorn. It basically he spawns with a acorn that he can buy and level up, and this takes place of boots. But the thing is that this acorn is better than boots. It gives more power, and I'm pretty sure it gives him the same, if not more, uh, movement speed. And plus, every single basic ability that this lands, he gets healed. This used to do 30, like plus 30% of your like this used to do like 30% healing, and then it got nerfed to 15 healing. But nonetheless, it's still good, and you keep that with like your Blood Forge because assassins love Blood Forge, and you have a very, 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 very lifesteal, life stealing rat because he is just yeah. He is just not fun. This also gives him very, very good early game because that means he has a huge power spike. Well, he has a better power spike than most gods in the game. Or maybe he has the best power spike in this early because of how cheap leveling up this thing is. It just gives you more power all around, and yeah, that's basically the gist of this acorn. Anyways, I guess to clear camps, this is gonna be your main way to clear camps would be flurry. So dart into flurry, and then maybe acorn blast if needed, and then you're good to go. And auto attack, yeah, always auto attack just in case. Now we are going to get out of the realm of Ratatosker. Did I just say out of the realm of Ratatosker? Out of the realm of assassins. Jesus Christ, I cannot think today. And that is fun fact. Ratatosker is our last assassin, and we are going to go into the land of the warriors and go with Erlang Shin. Now, this dude can be played in solo and in jungle. He is very effective in both, and he is very deadly. He is very deadly, and he attacks super fast. Like, Ichville and Hasten Fatalis on this guy will just it's just disgusting. It's very disgusting because his attack speed, he just flies like he can outbox. The freaking dog does some damage every time he hits, and he it can also the dog can also crit. And it's just really stupid, and I'm really getting a stuffy nose right now. But anyways, let's get into the abilities. Spot Weakness is his first ability, which he opens his third eye, which I don't see a third eye on Erlang Shin unless that huge I think his third eye is the headpiece on him. But Erlang Shin stays looking like that guy off of Mulan. I hope you know who I'm talking about. The dude that's saying "Let's get down to business," or "I'll make a man out of you." That's what the song's called. But I just always kept on saying "Let's get down to business" because that's kind of the part people mainly remember. This basically increases his physical damage on each strike and ignores basic attack movement penalties. So this is basically just a free haste and fatalis. So I mean, you don't really. I mean, it, it's a free built-in haste and fatalis. So it's kind of like, why do you need to run haste and fatalis on it? But the good thing is that with you know, the other Haste of Fatalis, you don't always have to be reliant on Spot Weakness, and you can just use Spot Weakness as a. You can always use Spot Weakness just as a buff, like just a power buff. Duration is 5 on here, and it will give you plus 85, like 85 at max, plus 15% of your physical power. His spear will glow, and that's how you know you've used it. Then you have Pin, which is personally my most hated move on this thing because this radius is so huge, and if you're in the middle of it, he will root you, and you will be rooted for 1.75 seconds, which that is a very long time in Smite, and it does 265. Like, Jesus Christ, this is almost a 300, and 300 is like as much as some alts do, or or just some very high, very, very high attacking moves do. And it's just really stupid. It's basically the way he clears jungle, because this can almost instant clear jungle by itself. Sorry, gotta get a drink of water. Ah. Anyways, 72 transformations. Like Sun Wukong, he will transform into different animals, but this time only two. Says Sun Wukong's three. He will turn into a mink or a turtle. The mink will basically do 330, which I think that's how much power the tiger does for Sun Wukong. And this will also give him bonus attack speed on top of his disgustingly high attack speed. And then the turtle will knock people up like Sun Wukong's bull and do 275 damage, which I think that's how much Sun Wukong's bull does. I haven't really checked his bull because I mainly use his tiger form. And this will also give him shields, which will give him 215 shields at max. And this is very annoying because turtle damage can be used to escape. Same with mink. I think mink travels longer. I know it travels faster. Turtle is just for good added protection for team fights and stuff. And then Nine Turns Blessing is his ultimate, which heals him 450 plus 15% of maximum health when he taunts enemy. If he lives the taunt, this will affect people. This will affect people in a cone. He basically taunts people. They start attacking him, and Erlang Shin basically gets a huge heal by this if he does survive. Which this is, if you know how to use this correctly, you can basically take off pressure from enemy gods or weak gods trying to run away. So take off pressure in team fights, and this is very good. This is why Erling Shin is a good jungler. He can go gank people with this one move and help rotate a battle. It's really very powerful and very annoying because face it, taunts are super annoying, but at least it's not like Athena's taunt that she can get every 8 seconds or so. And finally, his passive, that's the word, is basically the Celestial Dog, which the Celestial Dog, unlike Scotty's Calder, this will this will attack every time that Erlang Shin attacks, and this will attack for 15% of his basic attack power instead of 100% like Calder does. But then again, Scotty's kit revolves around Calder, while the Celestial Dog is kind of an added-on thing, like an added-on creature, you could say. Anyways, this dog can also critical hit, which critical hits or ran like Deathbringer is a very common item, very common late game item to run on Erlangshin, and he will do so much damage. Like I've tested it out in jungle, and he can do like up to 600 to 800 damage, and then the dog can do at least a good 110 to around 150, and this can like almost one shot. Well, not one shot, but this can really just shred through a lot of people. Will they nerf Erlangshin? I don't know. They still haven't nerfed a lot of gods, in all honesty. But instead of nerfing like all the top gods, they just decided to nerf all the freaking mids to like sort of highs. Like instead of like nerfing the top bands. But that's none of my business. Anyways, before we move on to number one, numero uno, we will go back into the assassin realm for the honorable mentions. Honorable mention number one will be Kali, which basically a lot of people was like, Kali's broken, this and that, and don't worry. I somewhat agree to that. I feel like her ult does not need to leave her on 1 health, but that's just me. That is very stupid ult, and I don't like it. Basically, she can do a lot. She can do bleeds, which is very annoying because that's pretty much the main reason I die. She has a buff, as in her incense, which basically which basically stuns people and gives her a physical power bonus. It's like, why did they decide to do this? I don't know. She has this leap, that's her main way of escaping and initiating, and then destruction, which is the whole death, swirling vortex of death that basically drains your fucking health because, like, Jesus Christ. And she's also immune to knock up. And yeah, apparently she's still vulnerable to stuns, and I have never seen a person actually stun her in it. That's just me. She can be, but the crappy part is she can be reduced to 1% health. Like just 1 health and not die. And it's so unfair because it's all like, why can't other alts do that? Like why does Kali get this? Why does Kali get this treatment? But you know, it's just goddamn. Also, Nimble Strike can heal Kali. I forgot to like mention that, but really, why does this heal her? I don't know. I don't feel like this should heal her because it's already a good move as it is. It has very very high damage scaling for what it can do, and also it's like 55 range, so it's pretty respectable range. But you know what? Okay, it was like thanks, Smite. But what I feel like the reason why uh the reason why I don't feel like she is very very high up is because she sort of takes longer to jungle, like clear camps and stuff, because she doesn't have that much AoE. I mean, she has this, like her projectile, but it splits apart like rat's acorns, and then she's kind of like left like the fuck. I mean, she has incense, but it doesn't do any damage, so it's kind of like you can't use that as the main form of jungling and clearing camps. But nonetheless, she is a very, very good ganker. And when you see her in jungle, you shall beware because Kali is nothing to fuck with. Anyways, onwards will be Nemesis. Now, she and Nisha are probably my most two hated assassins. It used to be Rat was up there, but I kind of dulled. I just kind of haven't seen that many good Rat players anymore, and Ratatosker hasn't been giving me such a problem now that I know how to counter him. But I feel like Nemesis is just very, very stupid. Like, she can dash 2 times within 2 seconds, meaning she can like close the distance on you and dash out and not have like just she can basically leave you in the dust. She has so much air, like so much distance she can get with this dash. Like the first dash is already good enough, but the second dash is basically double on that and lets her just go. Like you can't chase her after she's second. Like after she dashes a second time, you cannot chase her. Uh, Even if you are Susanoo, you cannot. Well, maybe you could chase her if you can pop your uh whole storm like teleport from Jetstream into Storm Kata, but I feel like her dashes still lets her get very far. But I guess you can you can try to siphon her back in and suck her back into you. But bada bing, bada boom, she has freaking shields. Why would you give shields to an assassin? She is not a warrior, and not only that, this can heal her. This is a very strong shield. This has literally blocked off a Susanoo ult when she was only a couple more hits. Like 3 hits. She was that low. Like 1 to 3 hits, she would be dead. But no, she pops Retribution, and she freaking can survive anything. This basically, um, this basically puts up a shield around her until time runs out. The shield health is 500 at max. It can reflect 50% of damage received. The healing's 100% of damage received. So yeah, she heals from it. And also, apparently, this reflects back to the source, which means, I guess, she can reflect projectiles or attacks. So it's like you don't want to attack her. I don't know how that works because I never really played Nemesis, but trying to face up against her is very, very annoying. And but hey, at least hard crowd control effects can remove the shield, and thank God for that because that shield is very, very broken. Slice and dice. I know I skipped it, but slice and dice is where she swings her blades in front in an area in front of her, and basically the two blades will collapse on each other, and the person stuck in the middle, the unlucky person who is stuck in the middle, gets slowed for 50% at max. Literally, you cannot walk after it. That slow is so stupidly it's just so stupidly freaking much that it's just like you will never escape a nemesis. You will never escape a nemesis. She will slow you, you try to escape, you're really slow, she dashes in on you, and you're pretty much dead. And her ultimate is Divine Judgment, which she basically chooses a single enemy god, and she can reduce their health and movement speed on top of slice and dice, and then sometimes they even run curse. So yeah, you can't even move half the time because they're just people who run Nemesis need to go jump off a bridge. Maybe not as hard as Loki players that needs to drink bleach, but that's a whole nother topic. But it's just it's stupid. You can never escape from her. She'll just like take you and put you in the back and just like beat the shit out of you like you're her red-headed stepchild. This basically steals a portion of protections for a period of time, so that means she will put protections on herself, and her movement speed is also increased. So on top of debuffing a person in their protections and movement speed, you also deal damage 50% on max of current HP. So you've already reduced their health. So it doesn't do a select damage where you can actually build around it. This just reduces their health. Like 50% of their current HP, half their freaking HP is gone. Like the hell. Not only that, their protections are shredded. Movement speed's up. And you get a buff to, I believe, your own. Yeah. You get a buff to your own protections. So then you slice and dice to lower their movement speed some more to where they cannot actually run. And if they somehow miraculously get away from you, you always have 2 dashes to catch up to them. And if by somehow you're in a pickle because they can actually do damage to you, guess again, you have Retribution. Literally, she needs the hardest nerf ever because this is very stupid. But I feel like she isn't meant for really clearing camps. I've seen her played in solo a lot more. Like, she should be a warrior, in all honesty, instead of assassin. But she is very good at trying to just run a target down, then clear camps. And that's why I feel like she has like one. She doesn't have the best of both worlds, like the gods I have listed off. She has half of she has a half of a world. Like, she can do one good thing, but she lacks in the other thing, if you know what I'm talking about. And her passive is Scales of Fate, which basically she holds the scales of balance, hitting enemies with basic attack tips the scales in her favor, reducing her target's physical and magical power, increasing hers. Which, the fuck, why not? Why not? More debuffs to enemies. They can't. You just gain more power every single time you basic attack, and they just lose their power, so they can't even fight you. They can't do shit to you. Like, you'll just laugh off everything, and even and even if they try to get you low enough, you just have retribution, and then you can just slow them and just make their days a miserable, miserable hell. This also goes for magical power, so that means like fuck you mages too. She's coming after all y'all types. Like fuck y'all magical users too. Like she is gunning after every single one of you guys. And this can max stack to 4, and the duration will last for 5 seconds. And it's 6% per hit. Jesus Christ. Anyways, with enough ranting about Nemesis, let's get into numero uno. The number one freaking assassin, of course, is none other than Ao Kuang, the King of Dragons, or the Dragon King of Eastern Seas, whatever you want to say. Now, this god right here has been S plus for the longest time. This dude still hasn't had any nerfs, like major nerfs, and he's always probably gonna be the king. Because this dude is, without a doubt, a tank buster. This dude will destroy lives. And for how much scaling magical items does, this is insane. Like, Jesus Christ, it's so insane. Anyways, Water Illusion, which is his first ability, is basically a built-in blink. He will teleport, leave behind a water clone. He will like do water clone jutsu, leave behind a clone to where he can pop it and explode it and clear minion wave very fast, or clear camps very fast. And this will also turn him invisible. So yeah, this is really good for sneaking up on people. He will remain invisible for 5 seconds. And the damage of the water detonation, for like the detonation of his water clone, is 270 plus 60% of your magical power. It is so much. Second ability is Dragon Call, which he summons 6 dragons to his side, and for every successful basic attack, a dragon will dive onto the target, and also he can press the attack again and send all dragons, the remainder of dragons that he has, at an opponent for a ranged attack, like a freaking Kamehameha. And this attack is basically his bread and butter. This attack, you sneak up on people with Water Illusion, then you use Dragon Call, then you just basically wail on them and watch their health bar like just disintegrate because of how much damage they're doing. This will also apparently slow the first enemies they hit. The dragon's damage will slow if you do the whole projectile thing. So yeah, he can lock down in a target like that. The damage is 95 per plus 30% of your magical power per hit, so per dragon. So that's 95 times 6. The ranged damage is like 35 plus 15% per remaining dragon. So that's like times 6, 35 times 6. Which it's weaker in damage, like just like straight up wailing on them. But it's good if you're at a very ranged confrontation and you basically need to slow them down to catch up. His third ability is Wildstorm, which he unleashes a storm of lightning from his sword in a cone in front of him. And this will do 260 plus 40% of your magical power for a range of 30. And this does so much. You basically sneak up, again with Water Illusion, Wildstorm if they're really bulky, drain their health, then you go Dragon Call and beat the shit out of people, and then they're pretty much dead. And if they're not dead by all of that combo, they will surely be at very low health, hopefully at 30%, because this is an execute. His ult is an execute, which which the execute threshold is 30%, and he will basically hold a person, knock them up in the air, and then turn into a dragon to eat them, and he will also heal 30% of maximum health on max ranking or max leveling up if when he executes a god. But if he doesn't execute a god, it still does a respectable 290 plus 50% of your magical power while knocking them up and letting you get away. Also, he can land on people for 300 damage plus 50% of your magical power if he's in dragon form. This can actually secure so many double kills, maybe even triple kills, because you could, by the time you're in dragon form, you could probably pounce on a dude, auto attack him, or pounce on a dude, kill him, and then go into stealth, summon up your dragons, wind siphon, and then like just destroy. Just destroy. It's disgusting. This dude is without a tank buster because high HP stats like Ymir and his high defense can't stand the execution threshold. So yeah, and his passive is King's Sword, which basically can hold up 3 energy charges and will regenerate charges while his sword is sheathed. The way you get a sword sheath is basically if you can recall back or like not attack for a long time. Basically, each time Ao Kuang casts an ability, an energy charge will be consumed if available. Meaning, if he runs out of mana, he still has the charges in his sword still backed up in it. Beautiful. This will increase if an energy charge is consumed. This will increase the damage of the ability. If Ao Kuang is out of mana, he will use the energy charges to cast the ability instead. This is a very, 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 very powerful utility-based passive. And that's basically what makes Ao Kuang the strongest assassin basically ever for the longest time in Smite, or jungler in Smite, because he has clear, he has the slow, so he has CC, he has range, he has a stealth, so he has a good escape. Even though he's very, very slow, he's a very slow character. Fun fact. And he just has an execution that can heal him and does stupid amounts of damage. And he can escape that way too. Anyways, that's the top 5 junglers in patch 3.15. 3.15, what am I talking about? I'm thinking of future patch 3.14, which I hope you enjoyed, and I will come out with, hopefully top 5 solo laners, another top 5 hunters, because, new patch, and all that good stuff. Hope you loved it. Please like, sub, and all of that good stuff, and I will post all of the social media in the description. I've been getting on that more lately, as of lately. Follow me on Twitter, follow Fam Gaming on Twitter, all that good stuff. Catch you in the next one. Stay extreme, guys. Peace.